All right, awesome, Rick. It's the third year of the Climate Capital Summit. How you feeling?
It's just really great to see so much energy coming together, especially given that venture environment for climate's been a little bit more muted. But all that's left is the door open for private equity, infrastructure finance, and we're seeing those folks come out in a really, really great way, which is awesome to see that level of collaboration between startups and $100 billion funds. It's also been one of the most prolific investment themes for us as a firm. And I also think it's one of the areas where a lack of understanding has also led to the most value destruction. My biggest concerns is we need to bring in the right form of capital. There needs to be the right set of solutions. We need to find the right set of policy frameworks, all supporting that. And that's why having a propitiation capital that's going to be there, not just when sectors are hot, but when they're not hot, is such an important thing.
Yeah, can you speak to just a little bit on that, this kind of touristy capital aspect? Like, what are the challenges that it ends up presenting to founders in this space?
We definitely saw deals extremely overheated in this space. And sadly, that's left to the death of a lot of those companies because they couldn't live up to the expectations and the valuations. And I think one thing that we'd like to see is more permanent capital bases committed to a category for long term for the next 20 years. We're not in this business to be traders. I'm looking to hold compounders and companies that are going to be great 10 years from now, not just what's going to be hot for the next 6 months.
And despite all the challenges, we've had a lot of really interesting founders here doing amazing things. What are you most optimistic for?
A much, much more collaborative stance from utilities and CCAs and co-ops working with startups. The pace of adoption that we've seen there has been unlike anything I've ever seen in my career. Having worked with these folks from the consulting side, now seeing where they are, it's amazing to see. And I think AI has been a liftoff for this, but a much, much more collaborative stance there. I think grid flexibility, batteries and solar and integrated mini grids used to be considered a fringe concept. And how it is the economic concept that it's hard to argue against the economics of these. It's nice that those things are finally aligned.
Yeah.
I think one of the most unspoken stories is that the economics of these projects are actually better in emerging markets than they are in the US. The impact is much better because you're replacing diesel generation than it is here. And it's also the demand growth that we're seeing in emerging markets far outpaces even the crazy growth that we've seen in the US. I just think that's a huge opportunity that we need to be looking and investing in solutions, not just domestically, but abroad as well.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, I love what you guys are doing. Keep it up and we'll see you next year.
Always a pleasure.